Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be doing a search unlike any I've ever done on the channel before. That is an unsearched roll of Buffalo nickels. Got these off of eBay for about $30, and what it'll do, we'll go through them, we'll put them in a folder, see what the variety and spread of dates are, and mint marks, of course. One thing though is I'll hope to get some errors or the earlier dates. I know it'll be a good way to kind of resurvey some of the good dates to find. I know there's like the 1913s, then there's I think the 16 double die obverse, maybe a 35 double die obverse, then the 36D, 37D with less than 4 legs, also good ones to keep an eye out for. But with that being said, gonna stop talking and get into the hunt. Hopefully we'll get some good finds here. Let's do it. And here we've got the roll ready to unbox, and it's in its original package. I'll take it out on camera, but first I did want to do a little bit of a review in terms of what we'll be looking for, since we'll be trying to, and I'm going to say 15 would be a good number, but get a variety of dates here. Some of the better coins are going to be the earlier ones. Low mintages include the 1913S, both raised ground and regular. There's also the 1915S, which is pretty low. There's 1924S is 1.4 million, and then 1926S is 970,000. So those would be some pretty good ones in terms of the later dates. There's not the huge mintages that you see of coins in the modern day. Some of the older ones that would be good to pick up would be the S mints, as well as the 1938D. Or when I say older, I mean newer. And unfortunately, the camera actually fell off the mount as I was opening, so I'll take this roll out, and then you won't have a guarantee that I didn't tamper with it, but I can give it verbally. The biggest thing we'll see is the crimp, and that actually looks like a solid crimp. Even if it was hand done, sometimes the crimp is falling apart, and while I expect these to actually have been searched and not be unsearched, it makes it feel a little bit better in terms of maybe this roll isn't totally picked through. And that test will be administered over the course of time. But what I'm going to do is take open this side, and it doesn't come undone super easily, but I'll open up this side, and then I'll go similar to when I did a V-nickel search a little while ago that ended up going really well, and I was happy with the results. I'll probably go like 6 or so at a time, and I'm going to hope that there's not a ton of the no-date versions enclosed in these coins. But our first is actually going to be a 1920, so that's a little older than I had expected. The mint mark, when we find them, is going to be on this side underneath the 5 cents. So this is going to be our first addition to our folder, and that's going to go, it's in the slot up above right there. And I'm not going to necessarily force the coins in because there's no real reason to. Sorry for taking your guys' time, but I guess we can kind of rest it right there like so. In terms of our next find, we're going to get a 1936, which is one of the, minted a lot. So that's not quite as special, but there's no mint mark on that one either. Coming on its tail is a 1929, and the mint marks would be good here. Also not going to be, but that makes at this point 3 separate ones that we found. They're all different dates. Hopefully the fear would be to get a ton of just 1935, 36, 37 over and over again. Here's a 1927, kind of a partial date, but you can still make it out. And there's going to be no mint mark on that either. They were minted both at Denver and San Francisco for the duration, pretty much, of their time. And the phone rang, so here I am, 1936 it looks like, and we're going to see this is our first double. And it does look like it will be, so I guess I'll compare to see which one's in better condition, and I would say the one that we already had is, so that's going to be our first non-new date. Coming from this angle, we know this one's going to be a P mint mark, 1923, so that's a little bit older, also solid. And that's going to be our lowest mintage so far of 35.7 million. A fair amount of these have hovered in the 30 millions, but that's the lowest out of them so far. Follow that up with a 1920. Can't tell if that's an 8 or a 6. Let's see. I'm going to try to zoom in on this one, and I would say that that's a 1926. Yeah, 1926, which would be a 44.7 million minted coin. And I've been surprised at how many of the coins so far, if you just look in the folder, are on this side, meaning that they were made before the 1930s. And one of the ones on that side is a 1929 anyways. 1928 mint mark. Yeah, wow, 1928D. So that's exciting. 6.4 million is going to be the mintage on that one, and that is a great find. That's exciting. I always am nervous that I'm going to be finding, just all non-mint marks, all high mintage, but there's the Denver mint mark. That's clearly one from Denver. And yeah, 1928, you can see that if you compare it with the 26, it's tough on some of them if it's really worn to tell the difference, but this one definitely is going to be 1928D, and that takes a good, 6.4 million more tough to get spot in our folder. So here's our next stack that we're going to work with. 1925, that looks like, and there is where you see, it's really tough sometimes to see what it is, but when you shine the angle at the right light, you can make some headway. Let's see if there's anything. Nope, that one just had a lot of wear, so it was tough to decipher if there was going to be a mint mark or not. Anything there? Nope. I think that's got to be 1923. Now, this is kind of the territory, though, where it's not, they're not the best dates. I'm already having 1923. So that's not really good news, but this one actually looks like a pretty solid coin. I don't think it's uncirculated or anything, but it's definitely a solid XF. Maybe it's an AU. That's a really nice coin. 1937. Wow. Any mint mark? Nope. That's a crisp one, and good thing I wouldn't want to punch that into my folder anyways because I could damage it or get a fingerprint on it. But that's a fun one. 1920. Will be a repeater. We'll compare. I like the new one better. The date shines a bit stronger. 1936 again, though there might be a mint mark. It's a little bit beaten up around the edges. Nothing. And another 1936. Also not going to make any headway, but we've gotten a solid selection. And here, I just saw that there. It says Buffalo lot number 142. So I guess 141 of these rolls have sold. Let's see. If there's anything that has spurred those in terms of good finds, maybe people being repeat customers here. Starting out here, 1919 is going to be our first one from before the 1920s. So that propels us a little bit further back, and I'm almost positive, again, you really have to shine it at that certain angle, but then you do see the date, and I'm confident on that one. This one looks like 1924, which is also not one that we've seen. Now, 24S would be a really good find. And I did not expect it to be a 24S or 24D, and we got the 24 plain. Here's a 20. Nothing new on that one. And I'd love to get some more mint marks, and there it is, a D mint mark. The only thing that we don't want to get here is a 1928. Let's see what we can do. 1936, solid, 24.4 million. So that's a little bit rarer than some of the other ones that we've found. And then this one looks like an old-fashioned no date. Unless that says 25, maybe? I was going to check the back to see if it was a raised date. It was a 23. I cannot tell for the life of me what that is. Maybe it's at that angle, like a 23. But we'd already had a 23. I actually got a bottle of Nic-A-Date, so maybe I'll use it on that. I have a key date that I want to unearth potentially from the V-Nickel episode, maybe at 1886. This one is another 1919, and I think that this one is coming through a little stronger than the other one. And now that I see this again, is that 19? Yeah, I think that's got to be, unless it's a 15, but no, I think that is a 19. The thing with the Buffalo Nickels is the design really did not stand the test of time. Those ones came pouring out. Hopefully they didn't reveal all of them at the same time. 1927 is one that we've already seen. We got another 1927, and these there's nothing new there. Yeah, just double checking on the mint mark. Nothing on the back here. And, really cannot tell there either. Nothing special on the back. That looks like a clear 3, but then it could be an 8. I don't really know. Maybe that's a 1913, maybe it's a 23. That could be a good Nic-A-Date candidate as well. Did not mean to rhyme there. There we go. That looks like 1924, pretty clearly shining through. Nothing on the back. So we've kind of gotten a streak where we haven't had as many, varieties in the dates, but maybe we can make that up. Maybe this will be a S-Mint 1936. It is not. But, for $30, this is kind of what I expected. 1936 again. And there's been a few less 30s than normal, which is good. 1937, already had that one. I was hoping maybe it would be Denver mint mark. This is also 1937 with no mint mark. So really a streak of non-unique coins. And maybe I'll do a quick count for myself. I know that I'll have it playing for you guys. Here's a 1920 coin with no mint mark, but it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need 3 more if we can hit my target of 15 that I established from the start. And is this going to help with that? Oh, man. Is that a 14? Because that would be a definite find if it was. Can I say with enough confidence that that's 1914 to the point where I would put it in for sure? Man, what do you guys think? I'm going to put a half, and I'm going to put it in the 14 slot. Really not giving me a ton, though, of confidence to say that that is the coin that we're looking for. I'm going to zoom back out here. Because, I'm the type who would underplay what they've got as opposed to overplay. And here is 1936. They're really not coming through with the variety of mint marks. Normally, I'd expect to get a lot of 35s, and we haven't got that. Instead, we're getting a concentration of earlier ones, which isn't bad. I guess if you're solely hunting here for the purpose of getting different dates, it's not great. But I would say the earlier ones generally are a little bit more refreshing to find as opposed to the really late dates. Here's a 1937, also with no mint mark. A 1936, nothing. 1936, nothing. 36 again, and we're looking for that S mint mark. Will we get it? We do not. Do we have? I don't think we found any S mint marks yet. Right here, this is going to be a 1936 as well. And our last of the batch. Oh, whoa, it's a S mint mark. Sweet. So we know that we have something new. The question is, what will it be? 1930S. That is going to be a 5.4 million mintage coin, and that is going to be the lowest mintage total of any that we found. So let's go over the different ones that we found in real time here. I'm going to move my stand to the side. Here is the biggest question. Is that a 1914? So if it is, we've got one. We've got a second 1919, and I think that we found a second 1919 before, so that's probably 3 in the teens. Then we got a 1920, a 23, a 24, and these really do not give me a ton of confidence when I don't have them at the right angle, so forgive me for that. 1925 right there, a 26, 27, 28D, and that's a decent 6.4 million mintage. 1929, our lowest mintage, though it is kind of discolored there. So 5.4 million S-Mint 1930. Then we got that's surprising, no 1934s, no 1935s, a 1936 and its Denver Mint Mark counterpart, and a 1937 in pretty decent condition. So in terms of thinking about this roll, and here are the coins that were not unique, it's interesting because on the one hand, you've got a good mix of dates. On the other hand, is this going to be unsearched? I'm a little bit skeptical that there's one good uncirculated one S mint mark, and 2 D mint marks. It kind of seems like the seller maybe covered their basis with one teen and one early teen. On the other hand, for $30 rolls of Buffalo nickels on eBay, this is not really something where you're expecting to hit any home runs. So with that being said, enjoy the hunt. It looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different dates. So did not quite hit the benchmark, but I can't say that this hunt was a failure either. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get in touch with me, do so on my website, treasuretownYT.com, my Instagram, TreasureTownYT, or my Facebook, TreasureTown. I've got links in the description, and I'll see you on some of my other videos.